the 2017 Audi A6. Now, if you think that this looks like maybe a smaller Audi A8 or a larger A4, well, you're kind of right, because the design isn't all that different, but let me assure you, the Audi A6 is one of the best premium luxury cars on the market today. I'm Jay, and welcome to this latest episode of Car Buzz Unboxing Reviews. And before I get started, I want to thank Nilo Audi, which is part of the Nilo company, for letting us come on down and film the car for you today. So, the Audi A6, well, I just want to give you a brief history of the car. The first generation came out in 1994, and the one you're looking at right now is the fourth generation, and a fifth generation is on the way, but that's a couple years away because for 2016, just last year, the A6 was given a midlife refresh. But this A6 is actually about 100 pounds lighter than its immediate predecessor, thanks to an extensive use of aluminum components and various other lightweight stuff. And just like any Audi, I'll get back to this interior shortly, the interior it's beyond outstanding. I mean, if you compare it to a BMW, they have great interiors. Audi has outstanding interiors. I mean, the detailing in this is incredible. You really need to sit in an Audi one day just to experience its interior, if anything at all. Yeah, everything here, high quality, no cheap plastics, real wood, brushed aluminum, you name it. Obviously, that's black leather, and I love that diamond stitching with that red stitching trim. You have 12-way power S Sport front seats in Valcona leather. You have a 3-spoke flat bottom leather wrapped steering wheel. It's actually a heated steering wheel too. 7-inch Infotainment MMI touchscreen, an 8-inch color driver information display with Google Maps for navigation. It's just absolutely incredible, the amount of quality and build quality that is here. It's, again, Audi builds the benchmark interiors, and I could just keep praising Audi forever for them. Other features you're going to get in this one is a Bose surround sound system, audio system with 14 speakers, and get this, a total output of 630 watts. And this car is actually also equipped with a 4-zone automatic climate control. But just before I go any further, I want to let you know which trim this particular A6 is. This is the 3.0T Competition Quattro. It's actually, it's new for 2017, and it's based on the Prestige trim, which is the top of the line trim anyway of the A6 lineup, but it receives a few additional things such as the Black Optic Package and a standard sport suspension. And that Black Optic Package, yeah, it's no coincidence that this one is painted black on the outside and black on the interior, but I'll get to some of those feature options shortly. And yeah, rear seat space here, again, it's good. I mean, look, if you really need a lot of space in a sedan, there is the Audi A8. That is the full-size luxury flagship of the Audi sedan lineup. But for the most part, I think the rear seats will accommodate just about anyone of any size in the A6 here. Even if you're 6 foot, 6'2", it won't be a problem. Now back to this interior. Oh man, I mean, everywhere you put your hand here, just the touch of it is just so premium. Yeah, that's not plastic that you see there. That's brushed aluminum. That's real wood piano black. I mean, I know this video, it may not show you all the fine details of it, but please, sometime, sit in an Audi, especially maybe this A6 Competition Quattro. It's outstanding. Now, just like with any modern Audi today, you have that rotary dial right on the center console, and it controls the infotainment screen. Now, I recently did an unboxing review of the A7. Now, the A7 and the A6, they're essentially the same car underneath. It's the same platform, but the A7, it has that liftback design. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that 4-door coupe styling. But overall, the two cars, their bones are exactly the same engine, same transmission, same components. Even the interior designs are very, very similar. And like with, the rest of Audi's infotainment system lineup and all the cars here, this is very nice. I mean, it's very similar, in my opinion, to BMW's iDrive. I think iDrive and Audi's infotainment are very, very close. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I almost kind of wonder if Audi watched BMW develop iDrive when it launched it back at around 2001, and they said, well, we got to do something just as good, if not better, and this is what you get. And as I mentioned, quad zone climate control. So this is the front seat driver and passenger settings here. Now, what I noticed is kind of weird, and I got to call Audi out on this one here, is that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are optional in the A6, and I think they should be standard. I mean, we're starting to see them standard in a brand new Buick Envision premium trim, for an example, and this is a pretty high-level A6 trim here. Yeah, this should have standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So, anyone from Audi, if you're listening, please add that. It needs to be there. So let's talk safety here. Now, because this car has been on the market for a few years, it has been crash tested by the US government, where it received a 5-star overall crash test rating. Very good. Other features it gets: driver and front passenger airbags, side airbags, curtain airbags. Then you also have the driver assistant package. Now, that costs a little bit extra money, about $2,550, but you get things like adaptive cruise control, active lane assist, corner view camera system, and a high beam assist too. So yeah, I think for the extra $2,500, go for the driver assistant package. I do think it's worth it. And of course, you have a standard sunroof here, or moonroof, whatever you prefer to call it. There's not a panoramic sunroof available in this car, but again, a new A6 is currently in development, and I wouldn't be surprised if it were to be offered in that car. My guess when the next generation A6 that'll come out is probably around 2018 or 2019. But I think we'll see a new A8 first. Okay, so how does this drive? Well, like I said, it has a sport tune suspension and a rear sport differential. And again, it's nearly as big as the A8, but yet it drives more like the A4 when it's on a good driving road. So yeah, kind of consider it in between. It's not an all-out, pure sports car. Remember, this is still a sedan. It's heavy. It's got some mass to it, so it's going to behave like one, but it's still an awful lot of fun to drive. Now, this is really cool. This is the 8-inch driver information display system you saw there. You can get Google Maps in there with a navigation. Really nice. But in the brand new A4, you should check out my unboxing review of that too. Oh man, that has the next generation system in there, where there's two 12.3-inch screens. It's actually considered like one overall system here. And the one that's in the driver's information cluster is just absolutely incredible. I haven't seen anything like it, and it's coming to more and more luxury cars, and eventually it'll make it to mainstream cars as well. And again, take a look at just the fine details of that interior, that diamond stitching. I mean, Audi easily could have just gotten away with, look, we're just going to have plain leather seats, maybe some stitching here, but no, we're going to give it that diamond stitching look, and they're just really well bolstered and super comfortable. And yeah, see, you can see right here, rear seat space. It's actually, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think anyone is going to complain about it whatsoever. I did think, however, the cup holders right here in the armrest might be a little flimsy. Again, I'm just getting a little nitpicky here. And these seats do fold down 60-40. Ah, yeah, cool. This is the rear climate control. Both rear seat passengers, just like the front seat passengers, can control their temperature. And if there's a middle seat rear passenger, well, they'll just have to make do. Oh, I like that too. Yeah, that window shade. Again, you used to see that on like Rolls Royces and Bentleys, but I like the fact that it's starting to trickle its way down to, instead of uber luxury cars, just maybe more luxury cars. It's, when you don't have it, yeah, you'll have to deal with the sun, but when it's there, you're going to really appreciate it. And yet, because regular full-size sedan, this is a nice size trunk. I don't think anyone's going to complain in regards to, well, can I get all my suitcases in here? Not a problem. And again, Audi is still really watching sales numbers these days, especially when it comes to its sedans, because crossovers are just becoming so popular, especially luxury crossovers. Audi builds several great ones. I did a Q3 review not long ago. Check that out. A lot of people are walking into Audi dealerships initially looking to buy, say, an A6 or A4, A3, whatever, but they end up with a crossover because for very similar money, they think they're getting a lot more space. And in a way they are, but then again, I don't know. The crossovers are still built on the same platforms as the sedan. So, I don't know. If it were up to me, I would just stick with an Audi sedan. It's just more of an honest Audi to me. So what's some of the competition here? Well, you have the BMW 5 Series, of course, the Audi A6 for the 5 Series. It's an old rivalry right there. You also have the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Let's also add to that the Cadillac CTS, Lexus GS, and the Infiniti Q70. Under the hood. Okay. This is a 3-liter supercharged V6, 340 horsepower, available at 6,500 RPM, and 325 pound-feet of torque, which is available from 2,900 to 5,300 RPM. Power is sent to all 4 wheels. Again, this is a Quattro system is standard on the 3.0T competition via an 8-speed automatic with a manual shifting mode. Now, that 8-speed is not a dual clutch. If you want a dual clutch, you're going to have to upgrade to the S6, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But for now, let's listen to this engine. Okay, yeah, that's fantastic engine. Audi does those things really, really well. Performance, 0 to 60 miles per hour, 4.6 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 130 miles per hour. Fuel economy, 21 miles per gallon in the city, 29 on the highway, and a combined 24. And the car right here you see weighs just over 4,200 pounds. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy vehicle. Again, that's around the same weight as a lot of crossovers. Now, this exterior here, wow, it's painted Mythos Black Metallic, costs an extra $575. You get these 20-inch 5 double-spoke titanium wheels with a matte finish, and they're wrapped in summer tires too. Makes it more fun to drive. Got a power sunroof, you saw, full LED headlights that only consume 40 watts, and those include daytime running lights, low and high beams, and turn signals. Now, you also have the S-Line exterior with that Black Optic Package. And what that includes is a gloss black single-frame grille, lower front bumper blades, and trim around the exterior windows and those red brake calipers. Just, wow, this car, it's almost like the stealth fighter of German sports sedans. I mean, it just, I think this black, in the Black Optics Package and those wheels, this is the A6 I would buy, the 3.0T competition Quattro. It checks all the right boxes for me, and I do think with this particular extra body styling and the colors, I think it looks better than the now outgoing generation BMW 5 Series. Now, at Paris, they just debuted the all-new 5 Series, and that looks really good, but still, this A6, outstanding. So how much does it cost? Well, a base A6 2.0T with the base turbo 4-cylinder engine starts at $47,600. Now, this car has a base price of $67,600. Now, with the several added options and a $950 destination fee, grand total is $72,175. Which, yeah, it's expensive, but you got to remember what it is you're getting. This is a German premium sports sedan. You're going to have to pay for that. Now, if you want the Audi A6, it looks very similar on the outside, but underneath it's a little different. It's got a twin-turbo V8, and that begins at $70,900. Well, yes, so this one costs more than the base S6, But then again, this is probably the highest A6 you can get without upgrading to the S6. Now, 340 horsepower might be plenty for some people, and they don't need all that extra horsepower that the S6 provides. And I think the 3.0T competition Quattro is supposed to bridge the gap between the A6 and the S6. So what do I like? Well, it's simple yet beautiful styling and just a fantastic engine. What don't I like? Well, that styling is just too similar to other Audis. And yeah, it's kind of expensive. But the A6 I really want, but that's not sold in the US, is the RS6 Avant. It's a version of the S6, only that power has been increased to 552 horsepower. And yet, it's a station wagon and even has 21-inch optional wheels. It's an absolute beast. But no, that is the RS6 Avant is in European markets only, because Americans just don't like station wagons, even if they have over 550 horsepower. But I'm out of time for today. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you have any more questions for me, just leave them in the comment section below. Any suggestions for future unboxing reviews, also read those in or leave those in the comment section. And be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz Unboxing YouTube channel, and I'll see you all next time.